It is the Brink coming to you for another Sunday episode and another special episode because I'm currently walking in Sydney with a person who you may or may not know, Samuel McCrossan. Hello, Sam. Welcome back.
Hello, Benjamin. Yes, it's me. I'm here with you in Sydney.
You are, yes. We have just attended a game of Australian rules football where we have witnessed the Sydney Swans defeat your beloved Geelong Cats. How are you feeling right now?
Not too bad. It wasn't unexpected. I thought that Sydney would win, so it's all good. I tend to try and look at it as dispassionately and as objectively as I can.
You are a very, I guess, smart man compared to me because I often believe these games quite salty. I mean, the other week when Sydney beat Carlton, I left at three-quarter time. I kept up the tradition of a true Carlton supporter and left early, so there was that. But you're in Sydney for a few days. How are you finding your time here so far?
Good, Ben. We went to the Vivid Festival last night.
What did you think of the Vivid Festival, Samuel?
Oh, I didn't think it was too bad. Yeah, I thought my kids would have liked it. My kids really would have liked it.
Yep.
Yeah, well, no, it wasn't too bad. Worth a look.
You also enjoyed a bit of a burger with chicken fried on it and some potato chips. What did you rate your $25 chips and burger?
It was very salty, but no, that was all right. It was like a big. It was funny. It was a chicken burger, but the chicken bit was like a
bigger than the burger.
It was bigger than the burger. It was about twice the size of the bun, but I don't know if it was some sort of arty thing that they had going on there, but they put half of it in the bun and then the other half was sticking out on one side, so it was looked like a big tongue sticking out.
It was a chicken tongue burger, which will probably be the opposite tonight, Sam, when I cook our burgers. We're probably going to have a bigger roll and quite a little burger, piece of meat. So our bread to meat ratio has not done too well in the 24 hours that you have been here in Sydney. But tomorrow, I'm excited for you, and we'll talk to you at this game tomorrow. You're doing a first tomorrow. Tell our listener what your big first that you are ticking off your list tomorrow.
First NRL match tomorrow.
How are you feeling about that? What's your thoughts on Rugby League?
Rugby League? Oh, I don't mind the game. I don't really know anything about the teams or anything. I don't have a team. I'm not invested in it. But I think if had I been born in New South Wales or Queensland, I reckon I would have got into it.
All right. So we're going to talk to you at the game, but we're seeing Western rivals, the Parramatta Eels versus the Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs. Your early thoughts? Are you more of a Bulldogs man or an Eels man?
I think I'm an Eagles man.
Eagles? So you're a manly guy. There isn't eagles in the NRL. The sea eagles, eels like the fish.
Sorry, I got my animals mixed up.
You did.
The eels, yeah.
So you're more of a Parramatta. If you say it a bit fancier, you go for Parramatta.
Yeah. Because I don't like dogs. I'm not a dog fan.
Okay, well there you go. I like that. So we will be at the Olympic Stadium. Have you ever? You've seen a Bledisloe Cup at that stadium before, have you not?
I have, yeah. Australia versus New Zealand.
That is the teams that play the Bledisloe Club. You are correct. So I'm looking forward to seeing how you experience your NRL game tomorrow. There was 44,000 at the SCG tonight for a game of Australian rules football, and all the casual Sydney fans enjoyed it. So tomorrow, for the true traditional Sydney sport, I'm going to predict there's only going to be 35,000 on King's birthday.
Ah, all right. Is this the NRL centrepiece King's birthday game, is it?
Apparently. I didn't even know they had one. It's kind of like they have an Anzac game. The Dragons play the Roosters, which they sell out Allianz Stadium next door there. But anyway, so we'll experience that. We'll hear your thoughts on there tomorrow. And we're also going to go to Parramatta tomorrow to go to Westfield Parramatta. Are you excited for an experience of a Sydney shopping centre?
Well, I'm hoping to get some shoes, Ben, so I'm excited about
some Parramatta shoes.
So what are the colours?
At Parramatta,
yeah,
they are blue and yellow. They're West Coast Eagles colours. So, funnily enough, you say the Eagles, they're basically West Coast Eagles colours, the blue and gold. Whereas Canterbury are blue and white, kind of North Melbourne colours.
Oh, okay, I get it. So maybe I can get some blue and white shoes.
Maybe, but you want to go for the Eels, so you want to get blue and gold.
I'm actually after black shoes.
All right, yeah, there you go. So you're going to go for... You're a Penrith supporter, basically, if you've got black shoes.
Penrith.
The three-time premiers, reigning champions.
The Penrith Panthers.
I like the Panthers. They're like my third or fourth team.
There's 16 teams in NRL.
There are 17 teams in the NRL.
17?
Yes.
there must be a new one.
The Dolphins.
Perth Dolphins.
No, well, they're just called the Dolphins, but they're technically from
Adelaide.
they're a second Brisbane team. They are technically a what's the suburb in Brisbane? I've gone completely blank. But anyway, Redcliffe. They're technically the Redcliffe Dolphins.
Oh, okay.
My Mighty Sharks played them this coming Thursday. I will go see the Dolphins play for the very first time this Thursday. Sharks versus Dolphins, funnily enough.
Oh, I see. I reckon I could name all 17 teams.
All right, we're going to crack right now?
Oh, I've cracked right now. Okay.
Go for it.
You'll be impressed with this. Melbourne Storm,
Correct.
Brisbane Broncos,
Correct.
North Queensland Cowboys.
Correct.
There's a New Zealand team. Mm-hmm. They're called the Warriors.
Correct.
Auckland Warriors.
Yes.
Auckland Warriors.
Correct,
Okay.
correct.
So I'm up to 4.
That's 4.
Oh, plus the Dolphins. That's 5.
That's 5.
Right. Okay. Now there's the rest of so there's 10 Sydney teams. No. Well, there's 9 Sydney teams.
Well, there's also another New South Wales team that...
No, I'm getting to that. Hold your horses, Ben. Gee whiz.
Apologies, Sam. I really do apologise.
Gee whiz. The Canberra Raiders.
Correct.
There's the Sydney Roosters.
Correct.
St. George Illawarra Dragon.
That's 8.
There's the Penrith Panthers.
9.
Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs.
10.
There's the Parramatta Eels.
11.
There's the Manly Sea Eagles.
12. Technically Manly Warringah Sea Eagles, but I'll give it to you.
Okay, all right. Thanks, Mr. Technical.
All right.
Now.
Who do I go for, Sam?
You go the Cronulla Sharks.
Correct. 13.
I've got 4 more to go. Oh, gee whiz. There's the...
You're missing a Queensland team.
Oh, I'm missing a Queensland team. So there's 3 up there.
There's an AFL team based in the same location. There's actually 4 in Queensland.
Oh, Gold Coast Titans.
Correct.
The Toowoomba Turtles. Okay,
No.
That's a joke.
You've got 3 more to go. Now, you're missing a New South Wales team. We may be visiting there on Tuesday.
Oh, yes, Newcastle Knights.
Correct. So you got 2 more now. I've got to think of you. Okay, there's a very famous one that Russell Crowe used to co-own.
Oh, yeah, Sydney. They're the Sydney Rabbitohs.
Correct. So who's the only one you're missing? I'm going to think now who you're missing. Yes. There's an AFL team with the same mascot. It's a big cat.
Do we have to show
No.
gate? No. Okay. All right.
It's a big cat.
Tigers. West Tigers.
Correct.
Yes. Did it? How much do I win?
You win a free ticket to the NRL tomorrow.
What about a free hamburger for tea?
Oh, I'll even cook it for you.
Oh,
And I'll tell you what, not only will I cook you potato, I'll cook you sweet potato.
oh, beautiful. Dominated it.
Good job. I'm going to test you during the week. Here's another one for you. All right. How about you do a bit of research? Can you name your 32 NHL teams? Would you be better with basketball, hockey, American football, or baseball?
Golly. I'm not sure.
All right. Well, we'll see how we go. Sam, we're going to catch up with you for this entire episode. So we'll speak to you tomorrow at Parramatta and probably the NRL.
Oh, very good. Well, thanks for having me, Ben.
All right, as you know, we like to often play clips on this show of other shows because we do other shows more regularly, so therefore we feel you should listen to them more regularly. Makes sense in my mind. But recently, on an episode that Colin and I are recording over on the Oz Network, great show, should listen to it, the subject of George Clooney came up randomly, which Colin wasn't sure about. So let's find out just how that came about.
That's just early versions of what is that? The coffee things. The little pods you put the thing in. And
Yeah, those.
I'm trying to think what the brand name is.
Nescafe.
No, we got something else here. I can't remember. I don't drink coffee. I wouldn't know this.
George Clooney does.
Anyways, good for George Clooney. What relevance is that?
He's like the main guy in the Nescafe ads.
Oh, is he? I don't know.
Yeah.
I zone out.
Don't laugh at George Clooney like that. He worked hard to pour coffee in those ads and look attractive. What a beautiful man. He's choking on the sex appeal of George Clooney.
I'm just dying of the fact that we're talking about I don't drink coffee. Like, George Clooney does, and I'm like, okay.
Well, watch television.
Is he the only one?
I don't know. I'll ask him. I'll text him, George. Are you the only one who drinks coffee? We need to talk about George Clooney more on this show. That's a new thing we need to do.
2025, it's going to be George Clooney year on the Oz Network.
George Clooney needs to be a thing. What happened to George Clooney?
We will call whatever happened to George Clooney the rebranding of the Oz Network.
Yeah, that's actually not a bad podcast title. Whatever happened to George Clooney?
Did you see that him and Brad Pitt have a new movie?
It's pretty good.
The still that they released, like the promotional still, like I think that is exactly the same image from Ocean's 11, where it was just George Clooney and Matt Damon.
Yeah.
I mean, I would love to see the movie, but
It's
I mean,
like
George Clooney goes out of his way to not do fun movies anymore. That's part of the problem.
well, the other one that we barely even talk about, the new Beverly Hills Cop movie that's got Kevin Bacon in it.
Yeah.
I mean,
Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
I seen at least the first Beverly Hills Cop. I don't know if I've seen the others when I enjoyed it as a kid, but I don't know if I'd go out of my way to watch it. But Kevin Bacon in it, and Eddie Murphy
I'm
has
definitely
gotten
gonna watch
younger. Like I swear that guy
I know he has
gotten younger. Everyone talks about Tom Cruise getting younger. Eddie Murphy looks like a baby all of a sudden. What a man. Eddie Murphy and George Clooney together. Has that ever happened?
You do the research. I'll get back on my train of thought.
I like to take Colin off his train of thought there. It's just how I do. So we're covering 24, as you know, and we like to get through things and be funny, or at least try to be. You're welcome.
Alrighty, we are at world famous Accor Stadium, aka Stadium Australia, where it is half time. The Parramatta Eels lead the Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs 10, and so happy with his beloved Eels performance is he that he's had enough. He's leaving. He's like, nah, that's enough. I want to leave with my mitre Eels on top. Sam, your first NRL game. How do you feel?
Very good. Were Parramatta winning?
Yes, they were.
What was the score? 10, 12?
12-10.
Aha, my Eels were winning. Yeah.
The Bulldogs had a try disallowed right at the end there, but you also had 2 tries disallowed, so, you know.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. You know, apart from AFL and cricket, I've been to a rugby union match, a couple of rugby union matches, and I've been to a couple of soccer matches, and now I've been to an NRL match. I would say the atmosphere is best at AFL,
100%.
followed by cricket.
Oh, what type of cricket, though?
No, any. Yeah, but I think that NRL is probably third. It's better than soccer and it's better than union.
See, I've not been to a Bledisloe Cup game, so I can't really comment. I've only been to one Wallabies game, and it was so-so. It was on par. I would firmly disagree with soccer. I think if you go to a right soccer game that is up there, I'd put that above cricket, I'm sorry. But AFL, to me, 100% takes the cake. But if you were at Origin with me last Wednesday evening, I would firmly say you would put that up there very near the top. But there's actually one thing I'll say about today that surprised me. I'd say a solid 50,000 people there at that game today. That was very surprising. I was only predicting about 30,000, considering the performance of these teams currently. But that was a good crowd.
It was a very good crowd, very loud when something happened in the game. There were huge roars from the crowd, Ben.
Well, very strong Western rivals of Western Sydney, but no, I think you got a good one to come to. Like if you were say here on Thursday and you'd come with me to see the Sharks and the Dolphins, they only get about 12,000 down there, but it's packed, like it's full because it's a very small stadium. But different atmosphere it would be down there if you're watching my mighty Sharkies play. So, but would you go to another one, Sam?
Oh, I wouldn't go out of my way.
You wouldn't go out of your way, but you wouldn't say no.
Oh, I wouldn't say no. If I had someone really wanted to go and wanted me to come along with them, maybe I would go.
Have you decided, are your Eels for life now? Is this your beloved Eels Premiers 2024?
Yeah, they must be my beloved Eels.
Your beloved Eels.
Yeah, I don't know about the mascot though, eel.
I know, it's a bit lame, isn't it?
Why would you pick an eel?
Honestly, like if you were to battle the AFL mascots against the NRL mascots, I reckon, although in all fairness, NRL's got dragon and a warrior and a shark. Whereas, like, I think a shark and a warrior and a dragon's going to beat a eagle, a hawk, and a magpie. So, you know,
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, what's a blues? I love Carlton, but what the hell's a blue?
I think you got to have an animal as a mascot. I think that's mandatory. You can't have, the Blues or the Saints or whatever.
Demons.
Nah, it's got to be an animal, I reckon.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I mean, I'm a Melbourne Victory supporter, but what the hell's victory? Or we're a Melbourne win. Okay, cool. But we're going to go and battle for the championship in Formula 1 24. Tell me they're not closing this off already. The game's not even fucking over. They're not going to shuttle us off there. Tell you one thing, I'll be annoyed if they don't have any trains at the moment. We're going to find out because they look like they're like closing this off, waiting for the crowds, and the game's still got halfway through to go. Anyway, we'll talk to you also maybe on the train to Newcastle tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll see how we go.
We will. Okay, we're doing a very quick audio because we're in a quiet carriage. We're going to do this very quickly. Sam, how are you?
Very good, thanks, Ben. Looking forward to today.
We're going to Newcastle, so I just wanted to do a pre-little intro and say, right now, what are your thoughts on Newcastle? What are you expecting?
I'm expecting to find out.
You're expecting to find out?
Yes, I am. I'm open-minded about what Newcastle might bring.
Well, I'm expecting to see knights and earthquakes. That's about it. And Josh, tributes to Josh, because Josh is from Newcastle.
There you go. It could be a tribute.
All right, we'll check in Newcastle on the way back, but let's look forward to it.
Cool, man.
All right, we are in Newcastle, about to depart the city of castles that are new. I don't know what the tagline is for this city. Sam, quick fire question. Out of 10, what would you rate Newcastle?
Oh, well, what a sort of a 6.
6? Why 6?
I thought it was a nice little country city, I suppose you could say. Coastal. Was nice enough kept. There was some few interesting shops and things like that. But overall, I don't think it had anything particularly notable or outstanding about it. I'm just being honest about that. Didn't have a centerpiece like Hobart does.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting, like, you sort of walk a city block and it feels like Hobart, you walk a city block to Launceston, it feels like Geelong, feels like, different places. I mean, parts of it felt a lot like Hamilton for me. You've not been there in New Zealand, but like, it just, so many different places just feel like different areas, and it's an interesting place. But yeah, no, I don't think I'd rush back here anytime soon.
Yeah, nice for a visit if you're thinking of coming to Newcastle. Nice for a visit for a day or two, but wouldn't go any further than that, if I'm honest.
I think the city's tagline should be Newcastle, it's better than Wollongong.
Certainly better than Wollongong. Yeah.
Absolutely better than Wollongong. Wollongong is a hole. We are on a 2.5-hour train trip back to Sydney, and then we're going to go and race cars and get some Uber Eats. Sounds fun, right?
Cool, yeah, I'm looking forward to that car. We're going to win the World Championship tonight, Ben.
We'll do a farewell thing with you a little bit later on, but let's leave the castle of news.
All right, time to wrap it up with just me. I got rid of Sam. Apparently, we recorded little segments that didn't really go anywhere. And now we're here. So, yes, we got back fine from Newcastle, in case you were wondering. Came home and played PlayStation. So that's, I'm sure, very exciting for you out there. But good chance to have Sam on the show again. We've got lots of stuff coming your way, of course. You know that weekly at the moment, we are currently in the midst of doing our Brink Unleashed commentary series, which I'm sure the both of you who are listening to them are enjoying them. At least I hope so. We just dropped the Brink Unleashed 8 Homecoming a couple of days ago. Noah and myself went on the road back in 2017 right around Tasmania. So that was fun. And starting this week, we continue on with the Brink Unleashed 9 Rejuvenation. So you get to put up with a few interesting ones with a certain person who used to be a co-host on the show who thou shall not be named anymore, and I get to talk about her for a few weeks. So exciting times, but of course we are about a month away now from heading over to Europe for the Brink Unleashed 13, so you'll be excited to hear that. So I will say that next month we will have our usual monthly episode, probably maybe a little bit earlier, with hopefully a very special guest returning to this show in person. So we will hopefully have that coming your way. And then our August episode, I am hoping will still happen. It might be later in the month. We'll try and record some things across Europe to add to our journey. So I guess you will soon find out along the way how that will play out. But you're going to hear me talk about it in a few weeks on one of the commentaries at least. I can't remember which one it was where I sort of formally announced it on there. But I'm going to announce it formally for the first time on the show today. We are ending the Brink as you know it, after basically 20 years, is going to be ending at the end of this year. Essentially, this podcast will be no more, and we will be wrapping things up at the end of 2024. Now, The decision is not an easy one, but at the end of the day, it comes down to prioritizing certain shows. I do a lot, as you know, we're always advertising it. You heard me do so in this episode, of course, of the Oz Network. But a lot basically has to be put into these shows, and we've sort of had to take the strategic decision to kind of focus on a couple of shows that are the main ones, I guess, which we want to put our effort into and the ones we enjoy the most and also sort of get the most attention for. So a few little strategic decisions coming that way, which basically means that Eurozvision ended. We already posted that one a couple months back, and of course we didn't do Eurozvision this year, but both the Brink and the Oz Network too will be ending at the end of this year. So both with long storied histories. The Brink, of course, technically started 20 years ago when we were back on Jab Schoolies. We did that celebration a couple of months back. Transitioned into the Brink and then transitioned into this podcast, of course. And the Oz Network basically been going for about 13 years. Started as Survivor Oz back in 2011, transitioned into the Oz Network in 2017, and will be ending at the end of this year. So obviously we are doing this in June, so still 6 months to go. So we still plan to do our monthly episodes, and we might do a couple of more extended ones a little bit closer to the end of the year. We'll do our standard end of the year best of, and then we'll end with a big best of all of the Brink, of course, of 20 years at the end of this year. So bit of a heads up to give you 6 months of mourning, really, but we will be wrapping up at the end of the year. Same with the Oz Network too. We actually haven't formally announced it on the Oz Network, so if you listen to this on the Oz Network, you're getting your first taste of that. So we'll obviously formally announce those a little bit some point soon. We'll probably do it on social media to give you a big lead in time to let you know how things are going to be playing out with that. So yes, that is it. There's your big news. You're welcome. In the meantime, do all the things with the show. Subscribe. Got 6 more months to listen to. Plenty of old episodes for you to dig into as well if you want to just get into the zone and get your tissues out and cry. But remember those Brink Unleashed commentaries dropping every single Friday. And we'll have a special Wednesday episode too in the lead up to us getting on a plane over to Europe as well. Thanks to Sam for joining us and everybody else out there for joining us. In the meantime, remember to keep sucking those oranges, Hobart, and good night.